So when we got into the place where you were starting to understand your gifts better and we're going through like that time management piece, and when we got to the target audience.
Yes, yes.
How was that experience? Because we all have to know like who we're ministering to, but we don't really think about it in that way once we actually know our gifts and where God is leading us. So how was it going over those?
I told you that I have always kept things separate. Like, what I do for work, though, I don't use those skills at church. I don't know. For me, I don't know why I thought that. I don't believe that anymore. But I always saw them as separate. So looking at the target audience kind of felt like that to me. And I didn't argue and say I don't want to do it. I found it interesting because it's research and it was fun to do that. But at first I thought, I don't know how this right here will help me, to speak better to my audience. From a ministry standpoint. So it was interesting to, because I picked my age group, I picked Generation X, and I felt pretty confident that I knew all about them because that's me. Even though I was trying to get some self-examination, but when I started to research, it was about half and half. Like I did know a lot about Generation X, and there was a lot of, yeah, oh yes, that's true. Oh yeah, we are like that. Then there was a lot of, I didn't realize that. And in part, I think the best part for me, because after a while, of course, that kind of research, you start seeing the same stuff in different places. But one of the best parts for me was the second step of the research was to actually talk to people. And in talking to, well, first I kind of sent, I'm gonna just say like a questionnaire. And then
you try to do it the easy way.
right, which is not what you told me to do. I was gonna say you didn't say do it that way. But so I did the research, and then I was supposed to talk to people, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna send a couple texts. And that was okay. But it did not get at, and I learned quickly that it wasn't gonna get at what I wanted to get at because I needed a conversation to explain, first of all, what are you doing? Why do you want to know this information? So a little bit about that with a couple people. And then I got some interesting information after that. And it kind of shifted. I would say it pretty much shifted what my thought process was about the ministry. Not how I will deliver, but what I will deliver, I guess is what I'm saying, which is the point. Mm-hmm. But some of what I learned, when I first came back to you, I thought, well, this makes no sense. I don't see how this is going to connect. And then I quickly learned that, I had to, I need to kind of look under and realize that why are these people giving you this response? Mm-hmm. And the why of that response is more toward the Bible teaching or the ministry piece.
Yeah. And how did that help you to like really shape like what to say and how to say, how to help? Because pretty much everything that you need is there.
Yeah.
Just conversations that you want to have.
Yeah. And from an unlikely source in a way, because I did try to vary who I talk to. And when I say vary, I mean in terms of, background and experiences and even beliefs. And some of the best information came from people who are still still struggling with their faith, which makes all this totally makes sense to me now. But at the time, I just didn't expect to get such rich information.